I am every woman, it's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, I do it naturally. Whoa, 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 whoa. I am every woman, it's all in me. Anything you want done, baby. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hello, everybody. My name is Lungi. Welcome to my I'm Every Woman channel. I'm a mother, a daughter, a sister, a friend, a colleague, and a lover. It's all in me. So, if you're looking for all things women, sit back, relax, and enjoy. That's not to say if you are not a woman, you are not welcome to my channel. Of course you are. The more the merrier. Especially if you'd like to understand the women in your life a little better or the women around you a little better. So on this channel, we just discussing things that us women, like to discuss, our different challenges that we come across on a daily, how we navigate ourselves in this life as women, and I also aim to inspire and motivate and also inform and educate. So I hope you like it here, and I hope at the end of the video you will consider subscribing and liking my video and commenting on the comment section. This was not an easy story for me to tell because it was quite a traumatic experience, so please bear with me. I really struggled telling it. This happened like 9 years ago. This is how it started. It's Saturday night. It's a Saturday night. Just chilled vibes, Me and this other lady who was in Joburg looking for a job. So I was staying at this 2-bedroom townhouse, and I had a lady who was gonna stay with me for a little while because she was in Joburg looking for a job, So it's a Saturday night. We just chilling, already in our PJs with no plans at all to go out. Then we get a phone call from this friend. The friend is our mutual friend. Actually, this lady was close friends with the lady that was phoning us. So because she was married and staying with the husband, she had asked for me to stay with her friend, for a little while, a week or two while she's in Joburg looking for a job. So she phones me on a Saturday night, asking what we are up to. And I told her, oh no, we're just chilling, we are already in our PJs. She's like, on a Saturday night, no ways. You guys must come to Sandton, come join us in Sandton. It's so much fun. We're having so much fun. How can you be stuck at home on a Saturday night? Hi, Bogege guys, come join us, And she really convinced us because we're already already in our PJs and not really feeling like going out. So it was already late, like after 9. Well, late for us senior citizens. So anyway, we decided to get ready and we go join her. So we went. We requested Uber and we went to join her. She was by the Sandton Sun Hotel. And we got there and oh wow, it's really nice, quite a vibey night. Everything is there. Um, the drinks, the food, everything. Everybody's looking gorgeous. Everybody in a good mood. And for me and this other lady, we're like, we're just really like, we're not really in the mood, you know. But we decided, we're gonna stay for a drink or two. It's really late, and our friend who had invited us was at that point really, really, really overindulged. Like, Um, so we told her, hey, you know what, let's call it a night. It's already late now, and you've already had more than enough. So let's leave. And I offered to drive her car. Remember, we had Ubered, so I offered that I would drive her car because you know, I was just a little tipsy. So off we went. So the plan was that we're gonna drive her to her house, and then from her house request Uber back to my place, me and the Durban lady. Okay. So the friend that had invited us to join them at the Sense Sun sat at the back. I drove, and the Durban friend sat on the passenger seat. So a few minutes into our drive, the friend was sitting at the back, like, oh my gosh, I have so many missed calls from my husband. Oh my goodness, I am in serious trouble tonight. I didn't hear the phone. I didn't hear my phone ringing the whole time I was there. I am in trouble. So we also now started stressing on her behalf. And halfway to her house, we decided to go to the petrol station to buy some water for her so she can sober up a little bit, and some bubble gum to kind of, freshen her mouth. And then we continued with the journey back to her house. And we get to her house, and she's like, guys, you're gonna have to come inside the house and greet my husband so he can see that I was with you guys. The Durban friend, who knew the husband better, the husband was not black, okay? She knew him better, and understood the whole family dynamics, and I had no idea. I wasn't that very close. Like I said, this Durban friend was much closer to this mutual friend of ours compared to me. So there was a lot of inside information that I was clueless about. I wasn't privy to all the information, of her household, So she said, oh, no, I'm not. She's like, oh, no ways. I'm not coming inside your house. I'm going to wait right here in the car. When I lungi, it's fine. Go ahead, let him see your face and you greet him and whatnot. But I prefer staying inside the car. So she remained behind inside the car. And me and the friend went inside the house. She didn't have the house keys, so she had to knock. So we knocked, and the husband came to open for us. And he was not a happy man. He was looking very, very upset. It made me so nervous. I think to a point where I was like, I started feeling really pressed and needed to use the ladies. So after greeting him, I asked if I could use the ladies, to do number one. So I went to the ladies, did my thing. And while I was inside the bathroom, doing my business, I could hear the man, the husband, shouting at the top of his voice, screaming at my friend, like, look at you! How can you be in this state and you're a wife? What kind of a wife are you? Blah, 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 And you could tell that things are going to be very hectic in this household. So I could not wait to make my exit and just leave the situation, go back to my own place. So I quickly finished in the bathroom. And then when I opened the door of the bathroom, there was the husband right outside the door of the bathroom, like waiting for me. And before I could say anything or understand why he was there in front of the door, he started grabbing me by my top. Oh, mama, like, come on, watching me. And was like, get the F out of my house. Like, right now, get the F out of my house. You be, he called me the B word. And I'm like, what's going on? I didn't scream. I couldn't talk. I was just too stunned. Like, I was trying to understand why he was doing that, why he was upset at me. What did I do? I mean, I expected him to say, oh, thank you so much for bringing her home. I heard that you actually drove, her car and brought her home safely. That's what I expected from him. Not that fury that I saw in his eyes, which terrified the hell out of me. I was so terrified. I was so scared. The anger. The fury in those eyes. Obviously, I'd never, ever seen this side of him. I always knew him as, a nice man, So he grabbed me by that. So after grabbing me like that, and even tearing my my necklace apart, because I was wearing a necklace, it came apart. He pushed me so hard, I fell on the ground. He's pushing me towards the door, like, I want you out of my house. Like, get the F out, So he pushed me towards the door. I fell down and he grabbed me by my clothes with such. Have you ever been faced with an angry man who obviously towers over you and has all that strength from all the anger, and he pushed me towards the door, and the door was this humongous door, this humongous wooden door, and there were burglar guards, there were burglar gates, outside the door. So I was terrified that if he manages to smash my head on those burglar guards, that's it, I'm gone. It's gonna be the end of me. So I was so scared. Luckily, I managed to dodge that. And then he threw me like a bag of potatoes outside his house. And the whole time I never screamed. I couldn't utter a word. I was just wondering, and I remember wondering, where is my friend? Why is she not coming to my rescue? I don't know whether she was sitting there by the lounge looking at us, or she had fallen asleep, or what was going on. Everything was happening so fast. But in my mind, it was in slow motion. But I was just frozen the entire time. And actually, before he pushed me, so he grabbed me by my clothes and like, get the F out of my house. And I look at him puzzled, like, what's going on? And then I get a slap back across my face. So I stumbled outside the door in the darkness, go straight to the car because I need to get my bag. At first, I nearly just ran to the road. This is right? It's an estate, like one of those Fuji estates in the north of Joburg. Um, at first, I thought of just running off and screaming. At first, I was screaming. I only screamed afterwards because he had said when he threw me outside the door, he said that he's going upstairs to get his gun. So I really needed to get out of there as soon as possible before he comes downstairs with a gun to shoot me. I can't afford to die. I'm too young to die. What about my kids? My parents? My sister, my brother, my nephews and nieces. No, it was just not my night to die. I had no death wish that night. So, but now at the same time, I need to get my bag, which is in the car, because inside my bag there's my phone, so I can phone for help. I can even request for Uber. There's even my wallet. There's money. Everything. My life is in that bag. So I got to go to the car to get the bag. And my friend is in the car as well. I mean, the other lady. I need to explain to her what has happened. So I quickly dash over to the car, and I check, and my bag is not there. The friend is not there. She had disappeared. She had vanished out of sight. I was thinking, oh my goodness, what is going on? So I look around, and then I see her amongst the shrubs that within the yard of that house. There were, those cute little shrubs there. She was shaking, holding both bags between those shrubs, And then she's like, let's run. So we were running there, screaming for help, calling out security. Nobody came to our rescue. Not even a single person made trouble to come out and check what's going on, like why we're screaming, who's screaming, or, what's going on, what kind of help do we need? No one. So we're just screaming, shouting. Nobody came to our rescue. And it was quite a distance from the house to the gate, So when we felt we're further enough, that's when we started talking amongst each other. Like, what has just happened? And she said that she had the whole commotion. While she was inside the car, she could hear the husband screaming, and she was like, hey, you know what? I'm already here. Which is why she decided to come out of the car and wait for me, outside the car. So eventually we made it to the gate house, to the security gate house, and we explained the whole situation to the security guys, and they felt sorry for us. I can't really remember what they said, and then we requested for the Uber, and then we went home. Only when I was home did I begin to feel very emotional. Like, what has just happened? Why did he hit me? What did I do? And I started checking. I had bruises. I guess some of the bruises were from my bra. And of course, and from the necklace that I was wearing. I just started trembling. I was just not okay. Not okay at all. So this German friend explained to me that, that husband has quite a temper. So she kind of did think that things were going to go down the way that they went down, which is why she opted to stay inside the car. And I was like, but why didn't you warn me? If you had warned me, I wasn't going to go inside that house. How could you just let me face that situation, on my own? And our friend was nowhere to be found. She never came to my rescue. I don't know what happened to her. She never uttered a word until I was chucked out of the house. So the following day, in the morning, we get a phone call from her. She calls me. She first calls the other lady. And she's not mentioning anything about what happened. to me, or to us while we're at her house. Um, so I think this lady asked, "Do you know what happened yesterday? Do you know what happened last night to Lungi?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, let me call her." Then she calls me. She's like, I'm sorry about what you. Did you say sorry? So, I'm sorry about what you went through with my husband. She said it very lightly. I can't remember the exact words, but she made it very light. She made the whole thing very light. Like, oh, I'm sorry about, the confrontation with my husband, and yeah, but I have a serious problem because I discovered that I'm missing 20,000 from my bag. Someone last night stole 20,000 from my bag. And I want my money. And I gotta have my money. And I will get my money. Somebody's gotta explain what happened to that money. I had 20,000 rands cash inside my bag. And it's no longer there. What happened to the money? And I'm like, I don't know. So now the whole thing now was about the 20,000 that was missing. No more. She was not addressing the husband violating me situation, which was quite, which was something very important that she should have addressed. But no, now the whole thing is about the 20,000 that's missing, and this year she has to get her money, back, and she'll do whatever it takes to get the money, to get her money back. Otherwise, hell is gonna break loose. Okay, I also started losing my train of thought now, because now we're discussing about the money. I'm like, but what about those ladies that you were with last night? Because when you got there, you already were with those ladies. And when we left the hotel, you had your bag with you. You sat at the back seat with your bag on your lap. Me and the Durban lady were sitting. I was driving your car, and the Durban lady was sitting on the passenger seat. So we never ever held your bag at no point. So when would we have, taken the money? But she was adamant that it's between. It was basically insinuating that one of us took the money, and because she addressed the money thing with me, it was obvious that I was the main suspect. Because when she spoke to her friend, because she first, phoned her friend, the Durban friend, she never said anything about the money. Only when she spoke to me, did she start, saying that she lost 20K. So this was just horrible. The following day, no, later that day, she added salt into my wound by fetching the Durban friend to rather come stay with her at her house. And now I'm left all by myself, feeling sorry for myself and having flashbacks of what had happened. And even when she came to pick her up, she still, I never got any sympathy from her, no words of, consoling me, and she was just not apologetic. Um, so when they left and I'm by myself now, I started crying. And I phoned a friend who came over, and the friend convinced me that we have to report this to the police, and we did that. So the police advised us to go get, what do you call it when you go to the doctor to get, now I've forgotten what it's called. So at the police station, they advised us to get a medical report that you get from the doctor after you've been through a physical assault, which will be presented in court. So yeah, we opened a case, and they had to phone the husband, call him in. All I can say is, well, in this country, when you've got the mullah, everything disappears. And of course, it's meant the end of the friendship. To this day, me and my friend have never spoken. But I've forgiven her. I've forgiven the husband also, because I'm a Christian. I was brought up the right way. And what's the point of holding on to what happened? It was in the past. Nobody died, thank God. And nobody went to jail. So, yeah, I've let go. I've called truce, and I've moved on. It's happened many years ago, anyway. Um, yeah, but this was quite a thing. That was quite a horrible experience, and I remember my friend accusing me of getting her husband in trouble. And she insisted that she never hit me, she never pushed me. She said she just shouted at me. But are you sure? Were you even there? Because I never saw you. I never heard nothing from you. Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you intervene? Why didn't you protect me? Why didn't you stand up for me against your husband? You know him better. You did none of that. And now you're claiming, he never assaulted me. What about the bruises? What about the medical report? It's not like we knew the doctor. It's not like the doctor was our friend or maybe bribed her. This was a female doctor. Yeah, but it was the end of the friendship. And she really believed that I stole her money, because she went on for quite a while saying I stole her money. Yeah. I've never been accused ever in my life for theft, money theft even. I've never been a suspect. That was wild. That was a really wild situation. First being violated by a friend's husband, and then be accused of stealing 20,000 rands. Oh gosh. I guess she probably thought we split it 10-10 between me and her Devon friend. And I wonder, and I don't want to lie, felt so betrayed by the Devon friend who had witnessed the whole trauma, for her to just leave me like that and choose to be with her friend. Now they're in cahoots now with the friend. I don't know, they're probably cooking some lies there or whatever. I guess they realized that, they might just be in trouble. But I think they never thought I would go as far as reporting the case. But I had to. So those are the kind of situations that one comes across as a grown-up, in friendship, in sisterhood, because we're supposed to be sisters. Because I remember her saying, "You're my friend. I never thought you'd do this to me. You know how much I love my husband, how much I need him in my life. How could you report him and expect him to have a criminal record? What's going to happen to us?" But what about me? I probably wouldn't have gone to report the case if she had told her husband to come apologize to me officially, or even a phone call, just to acknowledge what he had put me through, what he had done to me. But none of that happened. So what was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to do? Yeah, anyway, that's the end of my story. What would we have done? Please comment on the comment section. what would you have done? Would you have just let it slide like that and not do anything about it? It was within my right to report the case, um, especially if none of them made any means to try and, apologize to me, or, so they still acted pompous and like they wanted more about themselves, about their image, about the criminal record and the humiliation, instead of trying to make amends with me, to try and, kind of cushion the blow that I suffered, because if you go through something like that, it takes a while for it to leave your system. You get flashbacks, you get nightmares. It's terrible. Because, the husband is not black. I don't want to say what race he is. But ever since that day, I'm not comfortable being around that race, I must be honest. I'm not comfortable. Every time I see a male of that race, it brings back those terrible memories that I don't want to remember. But I stay clear of men from that race. Anyway, we've come to the end of today's chit chat. And I hope you've learned something from this, because that's always the aim, that from my videos you learn something. Maybe you'll deal with the situation a little better if it were to happen to you. Please don't forget to subscribe and to like the video and comment. Share it to your friends or to anyone that you think would, enjoy watching this video. Stay living and stay woke. Goodbye. Till next time.